What it is, good people, it is the wolf. This particular video is about the DS-82. So, can you use the DS-82 for the passport process? Well, as educational information only, as are all my videos and materials and files and whatnots, it's really up to you, but hear me out. Dramatic pause. So, the DS-82 is really an update or renewal of information. The DS-82, when trying to do the passport process, especially if you're interested or attempting to do the passport as a national or state citizen, and you did it potentially, we'll say, not as follows. Now, we do know that under 22 CFR 51.3, that, if I remember the code correctly, that passports are issued to all regular passports are issued to nationals of the United States. Okay. So you've applied for a passport, but we do know that you have the right to be a citizen. So we know that that code really needs to be updated. So for those people out there who write and work for Cornell Law EDU, should probably check your codes a little bit more and update them, or talk to the law, whatever you guys have to do. So the passport can be issued to, on the passport, it says a U.S. citizen or a non-citizen U.S. national. Well, we know per Foreign Affairs Manual, Section 505.2, that a non-citizen U.S. national is the same thing as a national, same thing as a U.S. national, same thing as a state citizen. So they're all the same terms. So if that's the case, then applying for a passport now, which is why the code needs to be updated, should also include that it can be obtained by a U.S. citizen, not just a national of the United States. But to the passport department, the Department of State, you guys trying to say that, oh, well, we can't give you that, blah, blah, blah. Well, then you're committing fraud and that's treason, because it says in your own codes that the passport is to be given to a national of the United States, but you guys also now include a U.S. citizen in getting a regular one. So not consistent there. Violation of rights. And that would fall under denial of rights of a national, denial of rights and privileges under a national, which is a federal code, and that's a federal offense. Okay. However, remember, people, your birth document, as far as they're concerned, indicates who and what you are, which is why you should get the one issued by the state you live in, which has no living information on you, authenticated. The other ones, if it has living information, you do not have to do. Okay. So can you use a DS-82? Well, once again, yes and no. Because here's the thing. The DS-82 does not let you update information on your mom and dad, which we know internally they use as potential, not even potential, they use as evidence, as if even one of your parents is a U.S. citizen, then they have to give you, which is usually why most people get the 3-star, if you will, passport, because you, if you're trying to go for it to be just a national and you indicate one or both of your parents or your spouse as a U.S. citizen, then you in fact are entitled to that, and they cannot make you anything other than that. And they're not going to get into a dialogue over the discussion. So have your stuff right. So I would recommend doing a brand new DS-11 by whatever methods are legal and available to you. So if you have already done the passport portion the correct way, then by checking no to mom, no to dad, and no to number 11, and rural free delivery for your permanent address, then yes, I would recommend doing a DS-82. However, that does not mean that if you do a new DS-82, that you will get a for sure increase in the number of stars or status. Nobody can guarantee that, so I have to be honest with you. We do know that when people do it and we use the 09 code, because the DS-11 application does not say that that is a private section. It does not say authorized use only. And per the Foreign Affairs Manual, section 505.2, it does not say underneath the codes or code specifically 09 that that is authorized use only. Matter of fact, higher in the document, it says you are to properly endorse. It doesn't say the agent, it says you. So, educational information only. Do as you see fit. I'm not responsible for how you use any of my information. Just telling you the things that I've done in the past to secure the success of the things that I have done. That's all. So, as always, guys, whether it's you with your, well, the DS-82 also can be mailed from your house. Okay. The DS-11 has to be done at a place, an authorized facility, because you have to swear in. In that, if one of your public trustees decides to draw a line through something and say, you can't do this, ask them, what is the legal code that allows me to not do that? I need to see that in your books or the actual federal law that prevents me from doing it this way or using this code, or that gives you the right to mark out something on my application. From there, I would and be polite always, because they keep track of all that stuff. I would ask for the manager, and I would inform the manager this person marked this off. They're not willing to put in writing why they did this, what code. It seems to me like it's a feeling. If there's no code that you can show me, then please process my application as I have given it to you. If you will not do that, then I will have to report everybody involved to higher authorities at the post office, at the federal agency, at the government, with the attorney general and all the rest of that. And if there's any penalties or prosecution, well, that's on you guys, because apparently you weren't properly trained and you're denying me of my rights as a national, as a non-citizen U.S. national, as a private sector state citizen. Okay? But be polite. File your complaints. If they won't do it at that location, merely leave and go to the next available one. Okay? Sometimes you may have to go to a couple of different places if these people are not in the knowledge of how to properly do their job. Even for me, when I went and did mine, and I've read through their manuals, I've read through their files and forms. I know most, like more than most people. Matter of fact, the accepted agent at the post office I went to was like, "Oh, you don't have to do it like this." And I showed her right in the rule book and the code where it says you need to do it this way. She goes, "Oh, well, you must be more knowledgeable than me in that." I was like, "Oh, well, I just wanted to be thorough." So do not let them take away your rights. Inform them, if you must, that you are a secured party creditor. They have been taught what that means. So if you have to put it that way, tell them you're a secured party creditor, and this is, you're operating in the private. You also want to make sure, though, your state provided birth certificate is authenticated. Okay. The ones with the living information, your heirloom, as they call it, or souvenir, your privately made ones, your Bible ones, your hospital printouts, your certificate of live birth, certified copies with the living information on there, do not need it. Okay. So that's it. I will talk to you guys later. Check out Black Site 32. And I will be doing more research because that's what I do.